This is Bōde's Edmonton real estate market update for February 2022. This video is going to quickly show you what's happening in the Edmonton area in terms of supply and demand and prices. And then I'm going to show you how you can look at all the same information for your specific neighborhood and your particular property type. So whether you have a detached home or an apartment, I'll show you how you can get all of this data yourself for free. So here we're looking at the number of new listings to come to market each month for the last 4 years. And you can see typically there's a similar number of listings each month throughout the year, following the same seasonal pattern. In 2021, the bright blue line, each month there was typically a few extra listings coming to market, so a little bit more homes coming online. But in January 2022 here, you can see that this little round dot, there was 11% fewer listings came to market than typical for January. Meanwhile, on the other side, sales have been incredibly strong. Again, if you look at the bright blue line for 2021, sales have been up hugely each month for the entire year. In the spring, sales being almost double what they were in previous years. So in January 2022, sales are up 44% versus the average of the previous 4 Januaries. So sales are still incredibly strong and continuing the very strong run they've been on for the last 18 months. So because sales are doing so well and so many homes are selling, and because not necessarily that many more homes are coming to market each month, that means that the overall number of homes for sale is significantly lower than what it would typically be. So again, the bright blue line here for 2021, you can see for most of 2021, there were fewer homes on the market. At the end of 2021, there was 25% fewer homes. And now starting in January 2022, there's now 37% fewer homes than there would typically be for sale at this time of year. So you can see here just over 4,000 homes for sale when there'd typically be 6,500. So that has a big impact on both buyers and sellers. If you're buying a home right now, there's not a lot of options available out there compared to how there would normally be. And if you're selling a home, it's great news because you've got far less competition and the demand for homes right now is really high. So if we take a look at months of supply, which is trying to take into account both supply and demand at the same time, you can see here, given the total amount of inventory that's for sale right now, and given how quickly it's selling, it would currently only take 3 months to sell through all of the available inventory. So that's very low for Edmonton and very low compared to previous years here. You can see last year in January, there was far more supply, months of supply, than there is right now. So again, really favoring sellers right now, and a difficult time for buyers to try and find a home that they love. So that's what's happening with supply and demand. Let's take a look at what's happening with prices. So here you can see for the last 17 years what's happened with overall property prices in the Edmonton area. So very quickly going up here in 2006-07, and then a drop off, steady climb to 2015, and then typically prices have been going down for the last 6 or so years. But in 2021, particularly the first half of 2021, prices were going up again quite quickly. Second half of 2021, they started going down, and they're still going down ever so slightly to today. But again, recovered very strongly here in the first half of 2021. You have to look at what's happening in your specific neighborhood. Prices can vary a lot neighborhood to neighborhood and hugely between detached homes and apartments. So while this overall chart is very helpful, it's important that you look neighborhood by neighborhood. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do now. So you have free access to all of this data on Bōde.ca. You can see what's on the market and what's sold by community using our market data page. So you can get that same understanding of supply and demand, but for your specific neighborhood and property type. Then on our sold data page, you can find out the sold price of every home that's sold in the last 11 years in Edmonton or all of Alberta. Simply check out sold data and you can see what your neighbor's home is sold for. And finally, if you want to look at our comparables page, just enter 8 features of your home and we'll show you the highest matched or the most similar active listings and the most similar recently sold listings so that you can get a really good feel for what your home's worth. So check all of that out at Bōde.ca, and we'll see you again next month.